Okay, here we're going to do the word problem for our quadratic formula section 5.8. Here's the word problem. A picture frame has total dimensions of 26 by 20 centimeters. A frame of uniform width is around the photo in the picture. If the photo is 3/4 of the total area, find the width of the frame and the dimensions of the photo. So the way to do this one is simply to set up a diagram so that we can see what's going on here. So I'm just going to move this up so I can see it, my work area, a little better. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw this picture. So if we draw a picture with the picture frame 26 by 20, with the photo in between here, and a uniform width of x. Let's say x is the width of the frame. Okay, so that's right here is an x, and here's an x as well, going this way all the way around. Okay, so that's what we have. And now we want to also know the dimensions of the photo. So here is the width and the length. And now we know the outside is 26 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So the way to do this is to simply express W and L in terms of x. So if we look at this, we have an x here, a W here, and an x there, which would equal our 26. And here we have an x here, an L, and an x. So we can write it out in the sense that 26 centimeters is equal to 2x plus W in this case. And that 20 centimeters is equal to 2x plus L. And then let's isolate the W and L by themselves, because W times L is going to give you the area of that. And that's what our second statement in our word problem deals with, is the area. So we want to convert them over. So I'm going to move 2x over. So 26 centimeters, and I'm going to leave out the centimeters, minus 2x is equal to the width, while 20 centimeters minus 2x is equal to the length. Sorry, x there. So now we know that the fact that the total area, or the photograph area, is 3/4 of the total area. So let's do the photograph area. That's just length times width. So let's do it in terms of x. Length times width would be the width times the length in terms of x is going to equal the total area of the whole picture, which is 26 by 20, times 3/4, because it's only 3/4 of the total area. So this photo is going to be only 3/4 of the total area. So if we work this out, we'll get a quadratic formula here. So 26 times 20, in our case it's 520. And we have minus 52x. And here we have minus 40x plus 4x squared. And if we work this out here, 20 by 26 times 3/4, you get 390. So now we have to simply 4x squared minus 92x plus 520 is equal to 390. So simply subtract 390 from both sides to get a quadratic equation. So subtract 390 from the 520 on this side here to get 130. And now to solve for x and find the picture frame dimension, we just use our formula. B equals negative 92, A equals 4, and C equals 130. Okay? So let's plug in numbers, minus and negative 92 plus or minus the root of negative 92 squared. And we're going to use decimals here. We'll go to the near, I should have said maybe going to the nearest decimal place or something. Minus 4 times A, which was 4, times C, which was 130 in this case. And that's going to be all over our answer of 2 times A, which was in our case 4. Okay, so I'm going to use my calculator here to get minus 92 plus or minus the root of, and I will work out with the calculator. Negative 92 squared is 8464. Okay, and $130 times 16 is 2080, which is negative in that case, plus our 8464 is equal to 6384 here over 8. So I'm going to take the root of that and go to so the root of this to 1 decimal place is 79.9. So this would be negative 92 plus or minus 79.9 over 8. So that'll be what our x is going to equal. And obviously the negative makes no sense because the negative, you can't have a negative length for your width of your picture frame. So you have to take negative 92. Actually, this is not a negative 92, is it? It's negative negative, so this is a positive 92. So there are two possibilities here if we do it correctly. So 92 minus 79.9 . So let's do that out. So I get 12.1 divided by 8. So one possibility is 1.5 centimeters. And the other possibility, if it makes any sense, we'll see. If I add the two top numbers, divided by 8, I get 21. So 21 obviously makes no sense because that's over the dimensions of our one of our widths. So only one of them makes sense, and that's 1.5 centimeters. So in order to find the length and width, now all we have to do is plug back in here. If we want to find the width, we would just go 26. I'm running out of space. Let me just do it up here. So the width would equal 26 centimeters minus 2 times 1.5, which would equal 26 minus 3, which would be 23 centimeters. And the length is going to be 20 centimeters minus 2 times 1.5 centimeters, which would be 20 minus 3, which would be 17. So it's going to be the width of it's going to be a 23 centimeter by 17 centimeter picture, or photo, that's what I was calling it, I guess. And the frame width is 1.5 centimeters. And I would write a sentence for that. And that's an example of our word problem. In our next section, we'll be looking at absolute value